about that. I've decided that long ago, and nothing has changed. In fact, if anything, PDP has gotten worse.
Right.
So I can tell you, rule out PDP. I met with PDP leadership in Kaduna a couple of days ago. The state leadership of the party came to see me, and I will meet with them. You know, look, I'm a public figure in my state and at my age, and based on the responsibilities I have held, I am a leader of some sort. And if people say they want to see me, I'm not going to say you're PDP, I won't see you, or you're SDP, or I'll only meet with APC people. It is my duty to meet with everyone. It's my duty to guide and mentor young people across partisan divides. So I meet with people, but the moment I meet with anyone, everything is reduced to politics. But PDP, no. I've never, since I left office.
El-Rufai, whinging old terrorists. That's who he is. He's whinging. He's, it's like this disgruntled, like a disgruntled fellow. I don't want to say woman, disgruntled fellow who will continue to kind of like talk, lament, and all that. He never begged for anything. He never wanted to contest election. It was Bukwari. He never wanted to be a minister. It was Tinubu that begged him. Only for Tinubu to now sort of humiliate him. And in that regard, he has now found, even though he once said that if he leaves APC, he will retire from politics, and that's him. Now, he said that was then. This is now. So I am going to remain in politics for life. And if APC doesn't come back to his foundational, ethos or what have you, then he would have to team up with others to save Nigeria. Ribasoni was my friend. So was Ribadu. He has something to say about Ribadom as well. According to El-Rufai, who actually started his political crisscrossing, maneuvering a couple of months back. Now, El-Rufai is saying that the target on his back, the plan to arrest him, to charge him for treason, is being put together by Ribadom. That it was, in fact, Ribadom that wrote the security report that got the National Assembly to reject him as a minister. He said Ribadom is removing every northern threat to his presidential ambition in 2031. And he has failed. That's what he said. He has failed. That Ribadom want to be, they said Tinubu has promised Ribadom will be your next president in 2031. And Ribadom is kind of carrying himself like that right now in northern Nigeria. It's like, like anointed prince who is waiting for, the coronation day to be king, 2031. So, but the part of his interview that, I don't know, like, it's quite funny and also insulting as well. Funny in the sense that he said the Yoruba Omoluabis are different from area boys. That the Yoruba Omoluabis, they have characters, okay? They have something to actually protect than an area boy, referring to Tinubu, who doesn't keep to his pledges or his what have you. Remember that it was Tinubu that actually said it's during I think it was during their campaign, was it? No, it wasn't through their campaign. I think they invited him after the charade election to Kaduna, and Tinubu had this to say in their card fest, it's called.
Dear brother Nasir, make a promise. We won't let you run away from the country. That's the only way I will leave this podium. Where is the promise? You make the promise.
I promise.
Okay. Thank you.
That is the promise. I promise. Thank you. Thank you. So that's how Tinubu played it. And it can be annoying as well, like for real. Say, me, area boy can't play me like this. Tinubu is not the area. Tinubu. So it is insulting because when the genuine Yorubas, when they spoke out, I said, this drug dealer, this drug baron, this Jagawiri, the Jagabanditi does not represent the Yoruba. It's never a character that a Yoruba will present in in a leadership contest ever. So now use blackmail. They call them Omoali. Now you are back and you're saying the Yoruba Omoluabis have characters, they have this and that. So Tinubu no get on because Tinubu not thug. Area boy.
But there's a difference even in Yoruba land between an Omoluabi, okay, who is the ideal Yoruba person with morals and character, and an area boy. Okay, so I want people to stop saying it's Southwest. Look, President Tinubu is appointing his own boys. Not because they are Yoruba, but because they are his own boys. And most of the appointments do not even reasonably cover the Southwest. Okay, so people should stop confusing the two. The appointments are not balanced. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Right.
But there's a difference even in Yoruba land between an Omoluabi, okay, who is the ideal Yoruba person with morals and character, and
Morals and character. Yoruba land is a land of, Omoluabis. But it is unfortunate that, like other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, we are also not allowed to present our best. That is why you have the worst of the worst representing the people in that contraption, the worst of the worst. So we are also affected by that cause of bringing the dredge of your society and crowning them. It's like crowning the clowns. So you are never going to have a king. You are going to have a circus. But coming from El-Rufai, Kaduna Little Finger, to Fiakwa. As they will say, like that. That's how you have to pray. When somebody like El-Rufai becomes your motivational speaker, who is now, motivating you and say, yeah, because we have been somehow like a shortchanged. We have been denied opportunity of seeing good people in leadership, but horrible people, horrible humans in position of leadership, whose effects or their effects of their wickedness sort of lingers. It's unfortunate. So when you see El-Rufai, you have to rebuke it and say, I reject it, I reject it, I reject it in the name of Ahmadiyya. For real. But anyway, he's also right. It's just unfortunate that he contributed hugely to the emergence of Tinubu, and right now he is so angry, he is so upset, and he can see clearly now what he couldn't see under Boko Haram. that Nigeria is done for, and Nigeria needed to be rescued by a man that was the pioneer, the pioneer chairman of the Nigeria Operation Safe Corridor. You know about that, right? Operation Safe Corridor, where terrorists are claimed to have been rehabilitated, while criminality, terrorism continue to escalate in that contraption. That's the champion for that. El-Rufai, Kaduna Littlefinger. So they had to send Onofunuga to him. Say, Onofunuga, what do you say about this El-Rufai's, diatribe, about these vituperations and all of that? And as usual, the 75-year-old special advisor to Tinubu on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok matters, Bayo Onofunuga, was on channels this morning, right? Responding to El-Rufai's rage. No, not rage. El-Rufai's bombshell. I don't know. Call it whatever. Here.
Quickly, looks like is no longer an ally. What is happening with former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai? I mean, he's granted an interview very recently where he's talked about how he was rejected at the National Assembly, and he says that it wasn't the National Assembly that rejected him. It was the president.
Well, I think as a person, I think I will pity former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai.
Pity.
It feels odd that he was not made a minister. I think it's a long time now. The ministers he came in August 2023. I think it's time for him to move on. You cannot continue to behave like a child, as if somebody stole your bread and things like that, and then you are crying over a spilled milk, as you say. It's natural for him to feel hurt. It's natural for him to feel bad that he's been excluded. And I think as the president acknowledged in the recent birthday tribute to him, Nasiru actually helped a lot in installing President Tinubu. And if he's not there, it doesn't mean that he must bring down the roof.
No, but clearly something has gone wrong in their relationship. What has happened?
The president hasn't had the most against Nasiru. I said Nasiru feels naturally hurt that he has been excluded. And that's why he's going about everywhere campaigning against the president and so on. It shows a man who resented being left out of the moving train, and he will not let go. But my advice to him, as a brother, as a former governor, should just appeal to him that he should forget it. He should, if he's not made a minister, he's been in public service since 1999.
You think this is about him being made a minister? Do you think this is about him being made a minister?
I think it started from there. The hurt came from there.
Yes, but
the father was not made a minister. That's why you can see what he's been saying. Even yesterday, in an interview with Arise TV, he made mention of this, saying that it was the president that blocked him and things like that.
But clearly, he is also dissatisfied with how the government has been run, as are many Nigerians.
I think that's his own opinion. Whatever opinion he has about government is personal to him. It does not. It may not. To me, it doesn't reflect reality. This government inherited a lot of problems, and if you look at the figures and everything what we are witnessing, things are getting better. We are certainly not where we were in 2023. You have this government, this administration has done a lot of things to re-engineer the economy, and we are seeing the figures. We are seeing the positive figures. We are seeing inflation coming down. We are seeing foreign exchange reserve growing. We are seeing so many positive things.
We're seeing inflation coming down because inflation numbers, I mean, the GDP was rebased. We saw that.
The GDP has not even been rebased. I'm not even talking about what the MBA
quickly. Looks like it's no longer.
No, Funuga. That's somebody who is working for government too. That he had to be talking like somebody who is probably like a visitor in that government. But the part where that's their own. I believe that's going to be their own selling point, punch back of comeback. The reason why El-Rufai is everywhere right now is because he was not made a minister. So no matter what El-Rufai had to say, the likes of Onofunuga and co, they will just have to remind you that, oh, do you think if he was a minister, he will be saying that? And the answer is going to be no, he won't. In fact, El-Rufai may even take it upon himself, right, to begin to go after everyone that dares to comfort Tinubu's regime. I can bet that, right? But it is what it is. So once they are kicked out of the dining room and they are no longer invited to the table, they suddenly loves you, fortunately. So that's their own comeback. The comeback is, oh, don't listen to him. All these things that he's doing them because, he was not made a minister. While El-Rufai on his own part believes that, don't worry, we'll see who is popular, who is not popular. We'll see who is this or who is that, and all of that against Tinubu. But here is the point, though. The likes of El-Rufai, in my own opinion, right, they kind of overrate themselves. And it is same, it is also same with those, same for those who are in government in their regime right now. They themselves, because they are inside, all right, to them, right, they are these powerful people. But the moment they are taken out of that power, all right, they become nothing. Because what you have, the power you have in Nigeria, in your Nigerian system, right, lies in whoever is your president in that contraption. And the way he chooses to use that power. It was under Buhari that people now realize that, Baba, do whatever you can, kill Nigerians, do whatever you want to do. As the president of that contraption, you will be held, nobody will hold you responsible for anything. That's exactly what Buhari did, and that's how much power that is in the hand of somebody who is your president in that place. They can order the killings, they can order the shooting, massacre of people. The following day, if he goes to Kano, you are still going to see crowd in Kano. If he goes to Lagos, you are still going to see crowd in Lagos to welcome him. That is what power is in that contraption. So the power is now in the hand of somebody who has been loitering around that seat of power for decades. Now he's holding the power right now. So somebody like yourself who is not a state, even if you're a state governor, right? In the old settings, now that you are outside that circle, right? You are just overrating yourself. Number one, there's not going to be any election in Nigeria under this Tinubu Egbagbe. Because what you are going to get is the same. Write the results, pretend that you want to have election. People will begin to tell you how it changed your lives, how if not for him, things would have been worse for you. Just same way they did under Buhari, they will do it worse under Tinubu. And under Tinubu, those of you who disagree, you are free, go and disagree. Maybe they will pick 1, 2, or 3 of you to use as scapegoats and all that, but it doesn't really matter. You can disagree with us. The next day, they are going to declare landslide victory for themselves. And if you disagree, then go to court. But which court? They've succeeded in making it almost like unattractive now to say you want to go to court against these criminals. It's a waste of time, waste of resources, and even waste of life. So under Tinubu, you won't have any election. It is normal for people to be rating themselves the way they are carrying themselves, like, here you get. If all of us, man, El-Rufai and Atiku have now together. Peter Obi and Atiku have met together. We'll make all of them match together. All of them. There will be no election. What you are going to have is just a mere, what do you call, like a mere ritual where people will gather here and say they are voting, gather there, they say they are voting. And before you even finish your voting, the result is out already. They tell you that if no